afternoon. Welcome to this week's Sunday at the Chateau, where we are going to have the tour of my favourite local chateau, Saint-Chartier, which is extraordinary, with Ivo, its wonderful owner, who's a very good friend of mine.
Oh, wow.
I've been wanting to do a tour of this chateau for a long time because, honestly, it's like stepping into a museum. It's the most amazing place.
Thank you.
So thank you so much for this.
It's my pleasure.
Can you tell us a little bit about the history?
This is a castle that was starting in the 6th century as a monastery. Then is very old castle, more than 1,600 years old. It has been a monastery and a Benedict Abbey. And I bought in 2002. And this is the central, the interior, the inner court.
Yes.
As you can see here, it was closed. There was a tower here.
Another tower, of course.
And here there was the walls. And they destroyed everything in 1870 in order to make more open. The terrace was here, but was closed. There's not the stairs. They open.
So it was more of a balcony before.
It was a balcony.
Yes.
And here, then when I restore, I do this in order to show the thickness, because as it was the inner castle, the walls were not so thick as the other ones, just to show how it was.
That's the thickness of the walls inside.
In the inner part, yes. But inside the castle are thicker. In the kitchen,
Thicker?
In the kitchen, you will see it make 2.20 meters. It was a war castle, remember? And here inside the rest of the tower, I make a barbecue. I know it's like I profanate the place. It's a sacrilege, but
You have to live.
barbecues are nice. And I am a weak, low man.
So this is where all the fun happens.
Bueno, yes, I try. One is for fish, another for meat.
Because, of course, everybody needs 2 barbecues, one for fish, one for meat.
Bueno, normally, as I told you, I am not a good example, but I like to have fish and meat when I make barbecue.
Your barbecues are legendary.
You should come more often. And here you will see the problem of the pigeons I told you.
Yes.
They make their necessities. The necessities go down in the gutters. The gutters become full of green, and then it leaks all the time. And you cannot do nothing because every time you have to bring a special crane, it costs you. I mean, I don't want to spend money because the pigeon shit is crazy.
No, because that's insane to get up there.
Yeah.
Maybe you could put some of those little spiky things on the gutters.
Yeah, but that's the problem. You have to put the
You have to
spiky
get-
things in all the windows
Exactly.
and every place. And
Yeah.
It's a never-ending job.
Oh. Is this a barbecue as well?
But this is to make a Chinese food I like. It's not here, but normally it's to make tofu.
Tofu. This is a
Tofu.
tofu making table.
Yeah, but this is not. I have the things. It's like a small place to put the coal and the parrilla, the grill. But it is to make tofu with a spicy sauce because I live in China in a mountain area,
Yes.
and they eat a lot of chili in Yunnan province between Tibet and Burma.
Bear in mind this table as we go around because you're about to see a chateau unlike any other with a lot of global influences.
Okay, let's go in.
Thank
Yes.
you. Ivo, this entrance hall sets the tone for the rest of the chateau because you are a collector
Yeah, I am.
of everything.
I cannot deny. Yeah.
What are these? I don't even know what we're looking at.
Well, these are stirrups, but this is a very amazing ethnic piece. It's the headdress of a Naga warrior chief. The Naga they still live in Nagaland between India and Burma. And all the other things are stirrups. This is how we call this in English. Spurs.
Yes.
They are from Chile. They are from Chile spurs.
Yes.
Normally it's not to have the horse, it's just for parade when they make big horse shows and rodeos. And these are Mexican.
This.
Yeah, in the area chief, they allow you to carry your Winchester because it's dangerous, and they allow you to carry your Winchester in the. Then you carry your Winchester and your machete.
So I never go anywhere without my machete. I don't.
Of course you can.
No, never.
Is it on your person at the moment? Or?
Yeah, it's under the dress.
Everybody's dying to see. This is not me, it's my uncle. I don't like hunting, but I am not against. But I like the science, natural science, and this my uncle hunts everywhere, and all the hunters become like crazy hunting wherever, even squirrels. And he gave me this for decoration. And here I have some army hats. You see, there's even a Highlander one, the ostrich. This is very interesting because this is for a bishop, army bishop.
An army bishop?
Yeah, but the armies has chaplains. This is it's lovely. Yeah, that's why it has this color, because the color is for chastity. You know, mom's chastity. And this is for a bishop.
I don't think of purple as the colour of chastity.
Yeah, the amethyst is for chastity.
Oh,
That's why many bishops has amethyst.
Can I try it on?
I think it's, well, please.
Thank you. No, I have a very small head. I can wear it, definitely.
Yeah.
See?
Actually, it looks quite
I
good.
think so.
These are the machete, wow.
I'm a very chaste woman. Can you see
Yourself in
that?
the mirror. There's a Venetian mirror here.
Well, there we go. It's a missing piece of my dressing room. Who knew my wardrobe needed?
And it's from the Russian army from the Napoleonic period.
Incredible. I love this collection.
Yeah, this is Austria. And this I found in La Brocante, is Pompier de Saint-Chartier.
From this town?
Yeah, Pompier de Saint-Chartier.
So that's the fire brigade of this town?
Because everybody was volunteer. This is still volunteer.
Yes.
And this is from French cuirassier, blah, blah, blah.
What is this?
This is from Italian carabinieri.
Oh, of course, I had to be
I
Italian.
have the whole model. Because I collect also the uniforms.
Yes.
But it's very difficult to expose them. And this is a Pickelhaube German, and this is from Germany too, but from artillery. You want to see the kitchen now or after?
Let's have a look at the kitchen.
Yeah.
Yes. And I like the fact that you've written Prefectoria,
Yeah,
because you were a monk.
exactly.
Ivo was a monk.
This is a Catholic monk. Welcome to the kitchen. It's a big place. Before there was covered the floor with sand, and they keep the locks for all the famous chimneys of the castle. And now I make a kitchen for myself.
It's a lot of marble, Ivo.
Yeah.
Where did all this marble come from?
It's from Andalusia. It's the same marble they use in Alhambra.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love this room.
Yeah. And then I mixed it with old stones in order to make a...
Yes.
I brought you here to the kitchen, not to show you my dirty dishes, but to show you this is the real thickness of the walls. You can see it's 2 meters 20. And in the end, with a mortier for shooting arrows.
I'm now imagining, being the smallest, it probably would have been my job to just go all the way to the end there so that
Yeah,
you can really aim with the arrow. People must have been crouched in there during the
behind the door.
wars.
It were some steps here.
Yes.
Before I put the kitchen, there were small steps, then you can climb
Yeah, you
there.
can climb in and go there to fight.
And this, as I am very hypocritical, I ordered a friend of mine, Mexican, to make this painting against the gluttony.
Yeah, this woman has only been eating smoothies and vegetables.
Yeah, but they are
This
connected.
woman.
Yeah, with burger, but you see, finally it ends in the death.
Over here.
Yeah.
Cheerful. And I can vouch, you are an excellent cook.
Not excellent, but I can digest a lot. Yeah.
You are excellent.
Thank you.
Yes, we always
Please
eat
bring
very
her
well.
more frequently. This is San Pascual Bailon, is the patron of the monastery kitchens.
So this is a reminder of your previous
Yeah, because it was also from Catalonia. He danced in front of the image of the Virgin. I don't know why they make same for that. Maybe now he will put in a
Straight jacket.
But he's the same patron of the cooks,
Yes.
the monastery cooks.
Yes. I think this is an incredibly
Yeah.
successful Chateau Kitchen.
And here we have a small car.
I always like to see the little hidden areas.
But not too much wine, because as I am alone, I don't really know.
Wow, this is a nice place to store wine.
Then during the wars, I found an old map in the department files, Les Archives Départementales.
Yes.
Then I decided to make a hole here to discover things, and we discovered.
So this is where it ended when you bought.
Yeah.
What?
But because of the plans I found in the old department of archives, the files of the government, I decided to continue.
And all of this was behind the wall?
Yeah, well, this I put in order to isolate.
Yes.
But you can see we found this passage, and we profit to use to put all the lines of things.
You discovered this?
Well, I discovered just making the walls. We found all these things.
So where does it go?
I'll show you now. Take it here.
Oh,
And it comes up.
Wow, big back here. Wow. It was big. Take it.
Huge.
thank you.
Then here there was a wall.
Yes.
And then I decided to make this hole, this door.
Yes.
And I found all the ramparts. Then it was full of stones. I think I empty out.
A huge extra room.
Yeah.
Owning a chateau is like a constant treasure
Yes,
hunt.
yes, it's like a gincama.
Constant discovery. That is wonderful.
Could you stand up straight here?
Yes, I can stand up straight.
And that's
yeah,
in
of
heels,
course.
everyone.
I'm majestic. I don't know what you're talking about.
I never said anything about not being majestic.
The dining room is next.
Yeah. Here you have some pistols.
Well, I think that dinner rather than jewels.
Let's go
For
for it.
now, for now. Your tapestry, it's beautiful.
That's a nice one. It's the last dinner, the last banquet of Cleopatra with Mark Antonio, Mark Anthony.
So she's about to go and meet her end with the asp.
Yeah, but of course they did it in 16th century or 17th century maybe, and they don't dress them like an Egyptian woman.
No, though he's still dressed as
They dress like a
Roman.
Roman, but she doesn't dress like an Egyptian
No.
woman. Then this is the evening hall. Funny thing, during the wars, we found the bones of two women under the floor.
You found human remains under this.
Yeah, because this was not the living room before, it was like a secondary kitchen. And when we changed everything, because it was in very bad shape, we found the skeleton, the bones of two women.
Did they discover when they were from?
Yeah, we talked with the forensic, it's more than 300 years old.
300-year-old
Yeah.
bones.
Yeah, that is funny because 300 years old is not like in middle age, you just don't kill people and hide in the rooms.
No, 300 years is a bit suspicious. Well, no wonder you wrote a murder book set here.
But the atmosphere is always.
In fact, I'm going to
existing.
show everyone now, because whilst we're talking about this, we need to look at the book. This is Death in Saint-Chartier by Ivo,
Thank you very much.
and I don't want to give the game away, but the
Please,
murder
don't.
is set here. I really can recommend it because you just feel the atmosphere of the whole area. You've captured this region.
Thank you very much for saying that.
I love
Yeah.
it. Now you're going to set one in Lalande one day, aren't you?
Yeah, after COVID, and you invite me dinner, we start. But I already started making the book about your castle. It's a thriller, but I did only 34 pages.
Okay.
I need to choose who of your guests will be the bad guy or the bad girl.
Him.
Hey!
Yeah, he's a strong contender, I would say. Okay, we have to put murder behind us now.
Okay, let's.
Moving on from murder, and let's move to higher play.
We'll go.
Ooh,
Going by this tower, we'll go to the main halls of the castle.
main hall. Wow, I think I'm going to say wow a lot today, Ivo. Oh, hello. I'm Stephanie. Very nice to meet you. Who is this gentleman?
This is the last king of Hue. Hue was a small kingdom in Indochina before the French get them as a colony. According to history, if you make a small caris, don't put just caris in the beer, you will get money.
Let's try.
Maybe with both hands.
And he has a very funny
Yes.
oriental mustache.
He does.
Yeah.
He's got a lovely face.
Yeah. And here I have some things I collected when I was working in cartography in the mountains in Himalaya. All these are spears from China. The last three ones are really old ones, are Tang Dynasty. This is in order to cut the head of the soldiers of cavalry. Infantry go, that's why it has like a half moon in order to get the cavalry. And all this is from different ethnic groups, Miaozu, Yuzu, Hizu, from the Yunnan area. And this is amazing because it's a whole set, you will see.
Oh, I love it.
It's to work in the rice fields during the monsoon, but difficult to find the whole set as I have.
And the workmanship.
Yeah. Well, here, as I told you, Stephanie, we have one of the Oriental halls.
I love this room. This has always been one of my favourite rooms here. And
It's more of my memories that when I was working in the Chinese Himalaya and Tibet, I collect many things with
Yes.
the rural ethnic groups.
it's extraordinary, and it has my favourite painting from the entire chateau, which is actually of your wife and your daughters.
yeah.
It is spectacular. When was it made?
It was made 15 years ago by a Russian paintress who is a friend of mine.
Yes.
Russian has always been very good with portraits.
It's beautiful.
These are officials from the Chinese Empire.
And were these banned?
During the communist era in the beginning, especially with the Cultural Revolution, everything that was related to the empire, people was forced to burn in public square. And if you have something that you don't burn, people denounce you to go to concentration camps. My wife, with her parents, she was 7 years in a re-education camp.
No.
Because my father-in-law is dead now, good guy, he was an engineer, and when the Chinese and Russian were friends, Mao Zedong sent a lot of engineers to Russia and military. But when they became enemies, because there was the Cold War among the communists,
Yes.
Russia aligned with Vietnam and Korea, and China allies with Cambodia. Then there was a Cold War, and then Mao Zedong, all the people who was been in Russia, and he was the one who sent them, he put them in concentration camps. Her father was an engineer, and he died in the concentration camp. And my wife, when she was a kid, she lived 7 years there because they sent the whole family. The crazy thing, she doesn't hate communism. She's not communist, but say, no, it was another time, people think were like this. Maybe because I am Mediterranean, if this happened to me, I will never forget this thing. No, they have this Buddhist thing that they forgive.
Yes.
Better for them because...
I think life is much easier if you forgive and let go.
Yeah, but 7 years old.
No, I know. Yes, it's easier said than done.
Then everything is Chinese. So this dress is a Afghan dress. But it's the same thing. Now Taliban is forcing women to burn these pieces. It was for marriage, for wedding, from Kandahar. And now they are forcing, but in other places from the Islamic mountains. But the Taliban forced women to dress this, saying that it's frivolous.
What is humanity without imagination and art?
And traditions.
Yes. And the tiny, tiny shoes.
These are not tiny shoes, they are normal shoes. I would show you tiny shoes.
Oh, you have some of the very
tiny
small
real
Chinese ones.
This is an accountant bed, because in China normally people sleep where they work. Then the accountant normally has the bed here, in the morning he put here, and in the morning, in the night he put the mattress here, and in the morning he paid the workers, he made the accounting and everything here. Accountant's bed.
It's a little bit like the way I work. At night I get into the bed, and then in the morning I get onto the bed with my computer and I edit.
It's the same
It's the
thing.
same thing. See, I have a Chinese
You
soul.
can be a Chinese accountant. Yeah. All this is opium.
Wow, a lot of opium paraphernalia.
Well,
here.
because I live in an area which was famous for the opium before.
Yes.
This is an amazing pipe because it has an inscription that says that among friends, good opium has to be shared as well as the women.
Oh, really? That's a strange friendship group.
And when you go to a house, normally the servant, before they bring you this, the pipe, different kinds of opium with different tastes. And here is to weigh the kind of how many opium you want to put, here to boil, here to prepare, here to, after to make the small ball of opium, and after you put here, and here is to burn.
And there are different flavors of opium.
Before you can do it, have it smoked one, like a smoky or with taste or with mixed it with tea.
No idea, I'm learning something new today.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite flavor of opium?
Paella. I really never tried it. Because it's so addictive that, and it's so good that I never tried drugs in any case. Remember, I was a monk. But I would be afraid because it seems really addictive. Pipes of opium should be in amber, ivory, or jade.
Yes.
But you see, before they made already, now when you smoke, do you smoke? No.
No, I've never
When you
smoked.
smoke, you see the package says horrible things that you will lose your sexuality, that your kids will hate you. The Chinese already made a hand strangling you. Saying the opium is good, but finally it will kill you.
It will kill you in
see?
the end.
Yeah.
The hand killing you, the neck. This is an opium pipe for women.
Oh, it's very pretty, that one.
Yeah.
I mean, I've read so much about opium, but I've never seen this paraphernalia
This
of it
is
before.
opium for farmers. In the rural area, they put the bowl here, much bigger, and they put water, it's like a filter, and they pass one to each other. I have others, but I have in Bangkok, in our house in Bangkok. This is a very nice shrine from Vietnam, in this case.
Oh, yes. The sleeping Buddha.
The sleeping Buddha, yeah. My wife, she's Manchurian. Manchurians, women never make small feet.
Never.
They use this because the small feet is to walk like this,
walk,
more
yeah.
feminine. But the Manchurians use this, like the Roman coturnos.
Much more civilized.
More uncomfortable because if you fall, I think you break your ankle.
Yes.
But it's much more.
But at least your foot's not broken in the first place. I think in this room alone, we could spend 2 hours looking at each object.
This is funerary poems. These are funerary poems.
And where are they from?
These are from China, and these are boxes for doctors. Normally, the doctors has 2 servants. They carry the medicines, and they make the medicine with Chinese traditional medicine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great fireplace too.
Yeah, it's good indeed. It was before painted in black color, and we clean it everything in the natural stone. It's a very soft stone, you know, this French stone that you can carve.
Yes.
But it's very fragile. Let's go
On to the next room. Oh, that's the one I remember.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's the
I
one.
love this so much.
Here, mostly devoted to all paintings of big officials of the empire. Here you can see they are big officials because of the emblems. Normally, when they are civil workers, they have 12 birds. Every bird is a rank. The last one is the dragon, it's for emperor. This is an important family because they have the crane. But here you can see the nails in order to show they are intellectuals and they don't work with hands. You see, they have
long nails.
Yeah, but you see, they make a good marriage because the wife belongs to royal family. She has the dragons.
Yes.
And this is also bigger family because and this is the biggest I never seen. By the way, I never seen such a big ancestors.
So is it like a family tree?
It's a family. Yeah, it's called the genealogy.
Wow.
Also, in the Chinese officials, you can know the rank because on the top of the hat they have a special like ball, and the ball can be in coral, amber, crystal, quartz, you know. And these are also officials, but as you can see, the dress are much more high ranking.
More high ranking.
Yeah,
here.
because they are related to imperial family.
Yes.
And they have the phoenix. The emperor is dragon, empress is phoenix. And this I have a collection. I have a whole opera with all the dresses. This is one of the generals. They have 4 generals, and this is made with horse hair, the tail horse.
Look at all of that
The embroidery.
embroidery.
Yeah, you see even the shoes and everything.
Oh, look at this, Steve. You live in Aladdin's cave.
Yeah. I cannot put all of them because they take a lot of dust. Here, these are for tantric ceremonies in Tibet, but here I keep the. Can you take this? Those are opera hats.
Oh, want to break it?
Yeah.
It's a day for hats.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've been known to sing a bit of opera.
You want to put this on also? I knew it.
Yes.
I mean, actually, it's quite pretty.
It's
Yes,
beautiful.
brilliant.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, you look very nice. Yeah. Normally they have big
Hair.
chignon.
Yeah, huge chignon, and then on top of the chignon. And here are the truly tiny, tiny shoes.
Oh.
Exactly. This is for women, adult.
Adult women.
But you know, in Chinese erotic literature, they say that for a Chinese man, it was more sensual to see a naked feet than a naked woman.
But it was a completely disfigured naked.
Yeah, but for them, they like that, and this is horrible because all your life you suffer. The nails go in, and you suffer from the first day to the last.
So they were broken when they were babies.
When they're baby, they break and they bump, and every
Yes.
day they bump, it's too tight and tighter.
Yes.
Like finance like a goat.
Oh,
And to clean, imagine to clean. This is imagine your feet inside here.
I cannot.
No, on here. And I knew women, all women who still have this food and they have to
Really?
go, yeah. And the worst thing that in the communist times, they put them to work in the rice fields. Then it's work because in the rice field you are with water, insects, and with a feet like this, it's must be horrible thing. And this is the last empress. There was the last emperor, but this is the last Shiji, the last empress, made in silk.
What a life she must have had.
It's funny because she came from a very poor rural family, and in the harem,
In the harem.
they have thousands of women.
Yes.
But he, who came from a humble family, he became the empress. You know, she never had kids, but she put every other aside. She's the one who, when the war against China, when the French, English, and American go to the war fight against them, she was the empress. This is an imperial edict.
Yes.
Here you can see the Mandarin, but here most of you can see the Manchu. Because Mao Zedong also forbid to learn Manchu because it was the imperial language. And then it's funny because you read from here down.
Yes.
It's a very strange. It's like Arabic, but in the
Yes, it's
vertical.
rather beautiful.
It's similar to Mongolia.
Yes.
And this is to go to market.
Oh, quite heavy.
Yeah, imagine. You want to try?
Why not?
Yeah, let
Yes.
me. Because now it's empty, but imagine this Oriental woman going to market with food inside, full. Imagine walking 5 kilometers.
I can't imagine walking 5 kilometers even without it, even.
Yeah.
Oh, and it swings a lot. It's not too bad. And as you say, that is empty.
That's empty. Imagine food. Now we get to see another hall.
Yes, more halls.
Yeah.
And suddenly this is very different. We're moving out of the Orient. We're in Europe.
Okay, then we are in another hall. And I call it the Christian hall because as you see it's full of cross and saints and such things. I have Orthodox, I have some Protestant things. It's about Christianity, yeah.
Okay.
And I like these things, yeah, because there's a lot of art in religion. Then I put some samurais here because I didn't know where to put them.
Yes, I'd never know where to put my samurais, actually.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's difficult to fit them.
I love looking at these.
These are the small chapels. Like such, every samurai has its own chapel to
I
go
didn't
to
know
fight.
that. Ah, so
Yeah.
it's part of it.
Yeah, but normally they are in a box or
Yes.
with the horse, but they have his own samurai shrine.
So intricate the way it's done.
It's not heavy because it's just leather,
Yes.
lacquered leather. It's not the metal.
Is this your father?
This is my father.
I thought I recognized him.
This is my great-grandfather, the one who was a banker
Yes.
and make photos. My grandfather was a judge. My uncle, who was the Prince of Andorra, and he was condecorated by the Israelis because he refused to give the name of the Jews who were hidden in Andorra during the Second World War to la Gestapo.
goodness.
Because Andorra is such a tiny country, and then many French Jews hide there. And he didn't hide them, but he refused to give the names to the Gestapo. And this is a great-grandfather. But we cleaned the painting and now looks to new because it was really dirty.
He's got a glorious outfit.
It's from the cavalry of the Carlists against the liberal queen. All the north of Spain, we were conservative. It's a very interesting piece. It's a wedding bed from Vietnam and it's in ebony, how you say this?
Ebony.
Ebony and mother of pearl.
It's so intricate.
Then you put the mattress, you sleep and you don't see the amazing work.
Yes, what? That seems madness. You don't even see it just
Yeah.
sleeping on it.
Maybe that is why it was very well kept. Because they
Yes.
have the mattress. Here I have some Russian icons because in 1994 I
Some.
have an office I have more, but in Barcelona, in my home there. I had an office in Moscow in 1994.
It's a vast collection.
This, for instance, is much more strange. It's called Flemish because sometimes they have some Flemish artisans in the court and it becomes famous, the Flemish style. Yeah. And well, you see some of them are more older and interesting.
Which ones do you love?
Well, I love this, for instance. This I repair in the Mount Athos, and there is very nice life, the birth of Jesus and the angels. Everything is a very nice thing. And this is a very interesting thing because it's from Ethiopia, and Ethiopia they are Orthodox Christians from the beginning, before that we were in Europe,
Yes.
maybe. But the people, most of the people cannot read. Then the monks go by the towns and they have this Bible, you see, and they show the people the life of Jesus. Yeah, and they explain the
Entirely
mystery
with pictures.
with pictures and everything.
Oh, that is super.
Yeah, by every side, you see.
Yes, yes. Yes.
It's an interesting, strange piece.
What age are these?
But those icons are not so old. They are 18 till the revolution.
Yes.
Normally these are 18 and 19 because after when the Soviets take the power, they burned churches, synagogues, and killed the priests, and they burned the things. Then during a lot of time was people just in countryside, they hide and so on.
And well, I can't help but notice this.
This is from my grandmother's house, from her chapel. But more than the image, it's lovely. One is lovely, sad, but it's well made. But I like because the decoration with the signs.
Yes, yes.
You see, in order to take out the nails of Jesus' cross. You see.
Oh,
They have the things
pliers and a hammer. Oh.
But to take out the nails
Yes,
to
yes.
free Jesus. And this is the sacred heart with the sword, meaning the suffering of Jesus. And this I have more. But not here. All this is from Spanish colonial time in Bolivia, and these are saints. I only collect Franciscans and Dominican priests, all the Spanish old colonies.
And
But I
why
have more.
only Franciscans and Dominicans?
Because they were mendicant orders and they were born in the same time, and I was a Franciscan monk in Holy Land. In fact, we were not monks, we were friars, but the Arab Christians call us Rahib. Rahib means Wabuna, it means monk. Then when I said monk is wrong, I was a Franciscan friar of Holy Land. This is a very nice piece, you see, this Pietà from Andalusia. This is a very interesting piece.
I find the actual wall decoration really fascinating. I love the lines, but what are all of the names going around the room?
Well, that's a very interesting thing. Is in the Middle Age, when the Crusades, there were different knighthood orders, monks who were also knights and fighters to protect the Holy Land and the Crusades. Like this is Malta, still alive. It's a very interesting, important order that now they make charity wars. And in Spain, we had all these different orders. You see Alcántara, Calatrava, Montesa. This is from Girona. My family belonged to this. These orders are still alive, but they more just some ceremonies and church. But when the King of France destroyed the temple in order to take their treasures, and he burned the bosses, the big maester,
The Grand Master of the
the
Temple.
Grand Master, they burned in a public place. Some of the Templars, there were a lot of Templars in Spain, but some of the French Templars hid in Spain, and also the Pope forbid the temple all over the world. Then they reconstruct the order. You see, the Red Cross is the temple order. They reconstruct inside another knight orders in Spain.
And so here that they've just added...
It's the same, but they are the swords.
They added the sword, so they're disguising the Templar cross.
Exactly.
That's fascinating.
They survive, but in another orders.
Yes.
Yeah, and I like to remember these things.
It's wonderful.
It's so beautiful.
Napoles crèche, they were very famous to do these things.
Yeah, I ordered our crèche, quite large figures, all from Naples last Christmas.
Yeah, they were very famous during these
So this is one from
With a lot of
Naples.
detail.
Oh, and
It's
here
one of
the
my
crèche.
dreams
Yeah.
to order a Napolitan one, to do a special one for me. I even have the design of all the things I want.
Really?
Yeah, I want to put guys of all the places I live, Mexican mariachi and all that.
What a fantastic idea. Oh, and the little goats are eating. Oh, it's adorable.
This is San Ramon. It was a Catalan monk and is the patron of the woman who are in
Yes, pregnant
expecting.
women.
And if I think there's a poem when you pray to him that it says, San Ramon, please let the kid goes out so sweet as the thing goes in.
Let it go out as sweetly as it came in. I love it. And this is 17th century.
17th century, yeah, you see the detail of all the everything, the detail, the hands. And this, well, you see, this I like because it's my father, but it's the King of Spain holding the umbrella for him, and then I like.
The King of Spain.
I like the gesture.
Yeah, not many people have a photo like that, you know?
Yeah, Oriental seaweed kit and in ivory, and it was fashioned in 19th century.
Oh, look, all the different little
Yeah, you can take,
compartments.
And everything is made in ivory and was one of the top sales product of China
And
in
does
Europe.
this-
Yeah, you can take out, but there's nothing there behind, I think. Here you have the...
And that, yeah, it's
red.
quite shallow. Oh, I see, and then there's another drawer. Oh, such treasures. But it's just marvellous. Wonderful. Everywhere you look, in all of the rooms of your house, there are treasures.
Well, funny things at least, things that give some piece of conversation. And here I have a chapel. It's an oratorium. You can go in, please.
Oh.
Yes, neo-Gothic style.
Yes.
But it was the only part of the hassle that was in good shape was the chapel. Mainly because nobody came to pray, I think.
So this was like this?
Yeah, because in 19th century there was a bishop living here.
Yes.
You see, it was the Patriarch of Babylon, that's what is the Babel Tower.
Yes.
And when I found the castle, I was interested because my first poem book I wrote was called Sigurat. This is a Sigurat from Babylonia. And then the emblem of my monastery, the Pentacross of the Holy Land. Because on the uniform, on the habit, we wore in the gown, we wore this thing. And my first poem book, I had this also. I said, wow, and Patriarch of Babylonia. And here he said the mass, the private mass every day.
I love the window in here.
Yeah.
I love the light coming through.
French were very known all over the world for the vitraux. The vitraux of France are the best in the world. And this is St. Lawrence, and you can see the palm of the martyrium, and behind him you can see the grill, because he was grilled alive.
I love this room. It's actually similar in style to the neo-Gothic chapel at Lalande.
It's the same period,
Yeah,
because it was
exactly.
painted, neo-Gothic painters all over the paint. Most of the chapel here were made in 19th century with this neo-Gothic style, but
I
it's
think
19.
this is my favourite bit of painting, just these gold fleur-de-lis against
Yeah,
the
from
blue.
the Lisbon.
Just
Très royalist.
gorgeous, so rich.
Yeah. Let's visit another room,
Yes.
please. side.
More stairs.
More stairs. Well, finally, it's a castle. Then we go to the library.
It's so exciting. Oh! Ivo's castle is so vast that I couldn't fit everything into this video. So if you want to see the library, the bedrooms and bathrooms and more exotic treasures, join me in next Sunday's video. A huge thank you to all of our patrons who make this vlog possible, and the Dauphins and Dauphines of Lalande, Yadeland, Ether, Alice Allen, Dan Bander, Wailing Banshee, Brian Barnard, Brandon and John Michael, Cecilia Begum, Denise Behrens, Danelle Benakovich, Jill Bidwell, Candice Blackburn, Candice Ned Borkowski, Clara Butcher, Paulina Calabro, Chloe Chalakani, Lindsay C. Chelton, Steve and Sarah Cole, Linda Sue Concepcion, Erin Conklin, Zoe Dork, Sylvia Dem, Jim Demersman and Richard Patternord, Sakura Dennis, Zane Dixon, Jason Dubby, Jackie Allison, Nicholas W. Fairfax, Tracy Ferrari, Caroline Firster, Kevin Fossum, Abigail Grant, Fifi Greenberg, Crystal Hardy, Brenda Harris, Delane Holbrook, Kim Hasselhoff, David and Tong Henderson, Camilla Herrera, Jacqueline Holmes and Ken Bates, Priscilla Hoob, Lysandra Hawley, Melissa Jansen, Brian Kelsey and Phil Burnt, Jimmy Kemp, Nadia Kennedy, Lisa LaForge, Dave and Summer Lalande, Morgan Lawley, Angel Leonard, Victoria Lapine, Janet Huff Lombard, Marina, Frank Martin, Meredith, Robert Miller, Joanne Morton, Karen Nicholson, Kathy Norrie, Maureen Palmer, Wendy Piatek, Frank Poposki and James Snow, Tamara Price, Armin Rahman, Tonya Renee, RJB, Bettina Rojek, Hanny Ross, Mary Ryan, Elizabeth Scanlon, Sven Schreiber, Lisa Schultz, Jennifer Shanks, Rebecca Shurrock, Carl and Laurie Siebert, Teresa Sloan, Patty Suhu, Susan Stevens, Monty Stipora, Sabrina Surratt, Anne the Leaf House, Sarah Thornton, Colleen Troyer, Renee Valelli, Victoria, Jessica Walker, Brandy Walton, Laura Watkins, Lucas Wallen, James Whalen, Cheryl Whitaker, Linda Weist, Christine Wilson, Winnie de la Cockapoo, Greg Wood, David Young and Lodovico Ordonazzo.